All right. So, who do we have on the line today?
Hey, my name is Nikki,
Hey, Nikki. Where are we calling from?
calling from Atlanta.
Ooh, ATL, rise up. ATL is in
Yes,
the house. All right.
yes.
So, I'm going to give you some special treatment since you're an ATLian.
Okay.
What's your question? What can I help with?
Well, I actually have two questions. The first is I have student loans that I paid off,
Okay.
but I want them removed from my credit score, and my credit report. But I need help with trying to get them removed. The second issue I'm having is I have a credit card where I had a missed payment, but it was just one, and I'm wanting to get that missed payment removed off of my credit report as well, and I need help doing that.
Okay. Absolutely. Well, we are all family here, so I'm more than happy to help. So let's tackle one issue at a time. So the first thing is you said you had student loans that you want
Correct.
to remove.
That's correct.
Okay, and they're all paid off.
They are. Thank goodness.
Okay, well, kudos to you for paying off those student loans.
Yes. That's
So
true.
I know the struggle has been real for all of us. So let me just ask you a question. Why do you want to remove the student loans, even though they're paid?
Well, I heard from a few people that getting them removed will help boost my credit score. And I think that's like my ultimate goal.
Okay, so totally with you that you want to boost the credit score, but if people have advised you to remove those student loans, did they say that it boosted their credit score?
No, I don't
Okay.
think so.
Okay. So our first rule of thumb is before we take advice from people, we're going to ask to see their credit scores just moving forward.
Okay, that's fair. That is fair.
Because that is not accurate advice. And I will tell you why. Credit scores are broken down into 5 different categories. And the most important categories are going to be the payment history, because that's the biggest portion of your credit score. That's 35% of your credit score. And then there's the age of the account. And then there's the account mix. So those are going to be the 3 out of those 5 credit score factors that are going to be negatively impacted if you were to remove those accounts, because what you would ultimately be doing is removing several years of payment history. You're also removing the different types of accounts. Those are installment accounts. So you're taking away the unique credit mixture of accounts. So your credit is always a little bit higher when you have different types of accounts, such as credit cards, which is considered a revolving account. And then if you have the student loan, that's an installment account. So creditors in general like to see that you have a mixture of accounts.
Okay.
So if you were to remove that, you've now taken away an entire category of accounts. And in addition, you're taking away the payment history. So those are not things, and also the age of the account. Once you hit that 3-year mark, the age of the account really starts to help your credit score. So those are going to be 3 things that you would just basically throw in the garbage. And you would have done it because someone misguided you and told you the wrong thing. So let's not do that. Let's keep those student loans. And we want those to report as long as Uncle Sam will report them, because that is only making your credit stronger. And it also gives you that healthy credit history when lenders start to look back several years. That is a very healthy credit history. So leave the student loans alone. You
Okay.
paid them off. Kudos. So let's let them be. Now, your other question was about the credit card, you said you only had one missed payment?
Yeah, or a late payment. Yes.
Okay, you had one late payment. Okay. And so the creditors constitute a late payment as anything that goes beyond that 30-day mark, which is fine because it happens to the best of us. The good news is there are ways to get that payment status updated or adjusted. So who is the credit card company?
Capital One.
Oh, okay. So you might be in luck because Capital One is one of the more lenient credit card companies when it comes to them being sympathetic with their customers. So Capital One has historically updated late payments to paid as agreed. But you have to be you have to be very strategic though. They don't just randomly do it as a favor. You do have to put in a little bit of work. So what I would normally advise doing, if this were any other creditor, I'd say to write a goodwill adjustment letter. But in this case, Capital One makes it a little bit easier. And what you can do as a shortcut, kind of a credit hack for Capital One, is you can reach out. You can actually send an email to their CEO and you're going to explain your situation. You'll say, hey, I recently missed a payment. I was late making a payment due to whatever the reason is, your financial situation. You'll insert the reason and you'll say, hey, I'm asking for a one-time adjustment for this late payment and for it to be updated to paid as agreed. And you'll want to explain that it is negatively impacting your credit score and that you're trying really, really hard to get back on a good path and you just need somebody to help you out. You want to be as nice as possible because you want them to be sympathetic. You don't want to be demanding. So once you send them that email, as I said, it goes to the CEO. You're probably going to get a response back from someone that works in his office. It won't be directly from the CEO himself, but someone under his umbrella is going to reach out to you and they'll inform you, usually by email, or they might call you and they'll say, hey, we're conducting an internal, investigation. We'll get back with you within, I think, a couple weeks or so. And generally what has happened is they come back and they say, hey, we sympathize with you. As a one-time courtesy, we're going to update that payment and remove the late payment from your credit report. And some people have seen 100-point increase from that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it's a pretty huge impact, especially if that is the only sort of stain or derogatory mark that you have on your credit. It can be, the difference between getting, a super high interest rate or a really low interest rate. So some people see 100-point increase just by removing a late payment. So as soon as you hang up with me, you're going to pull out your laptop or your phone. You're going to send an email to the CEO of Capital One. You're going to write a really, really nice note to him. And you're going to also mention that you're never going to miss another payment and that you've learned your lesson.
Okay.
And that's as easy as it is. You don't have to get out of your car or do anything. It's literally just the email. Give them a couple weeks and that should take care of your situation. Now, all creditors don't do this, so I obviously cannot speak for anyone else. But at this moment in time, this is what Capital One is doing for some of their consumers. So I hope to hear good news from you pretty soon with an update. Yeah, so it's as simple as that. So does that help you out? Does that answer your questions?
It actually does. For one, I'm really surprised on how easy it is with the credit card. You just typing up an email. I'm always on my phone and my laptop anyway, so that I can just type up a note really quickly. And then with the student loans, I'm glad you cleared that up because had I not spoken with you, that would have been an entire category that would have been taken off of my report, which would have negatively affected my credit score, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
You probably would have seen a significant drop. I don't know how many
Mm.
student loans you have, but anytime you start removing positive accounts with positive payment history, it will severely impact your credit. So
Wow.
even if it's like a car loan that you've paid off, let it continue to report. Don't try to remove that car loan. The only time you want to remove something is if you've had really poor payment history, or if it's like a collection item or something of that nature. So,
Makes sense.
yeah. So, because you were so transparent and I appreciate your honesty, I do really, really want to see you succeed, and I want to continue to follow your credit journey. So I'd love to give you a scholarship to JazzyMac University and enroll you in yes, you'll be enrolled in our 20-minute Credit Fix Academy. So
wow.
yeah, so this is, I want you to walk into 2022 with excellent credit, and this is one of the ways that you'll do it. So I hope to see you in class soon.
Oh, yes. Merry Christmas to me. Thank you.
Christmas came early.
Yes, thank you.
You're so, so welcome, Nikki. Well, it's been my absolute pleasure speaking with you, and I will see you in class.
Thank you so much. Yes, I will see you in class because I got other issues that I need to talk to you about.
Well, let's work on them. That's what I'm here for.
Yep. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome. Bye, Nikki.
Bye-bye.